Alright, how's it going, everybody? I have had a busy day. I have spent the last few hours adding in this here. So this is our bimonium processing. I finally got it changed over. I haven't gone and mined anymore, so it's just kind of trickling in right now from our normal bimonium we have right here, which is slowly trickling down. The only bimonium I see anywhere near us is up here, which isn't horrible. I have a few biters I'll have to deal with up there, so I'll probably start mining that soon. But I have been dealing with a bunch of biters. I had some move in right here I had to deal with. I had some over here, which I actually have my laser or my plasma turret right there, and some regular gun turrets right here, and sniper turrets, which usually on me is sitting right here because we're actually hitting this one over here quite often. And so they're just kind of running around. I'm hoping this will kill them as they come around and keep them from embedding themselves in this area. There's a big load of trees right here, so a lot of this is getting ate up by the trees, but I did find one somewhere back in this way. But today, I want to get that nickel stuff dealt with. Also wanted to show you I changed the sulfur dioxide a little bit. So we now have a tank of it here, and this will only output if we are making too much sulfur dioxide, because I put a top-up valve there. So that'll keep that from running most of the time. I was going to do one of the arithmetic combiner things. It's been a while since I've done them, and I'm sure I would screw it up. But I noticed that they changed the recipe for the red wire, which now takes insulated wire. And I'm sure that needs rubber. So there's insulated wire, which is tinned copper wire and rubber. So we're going to have to look into how to make the rubber, which I already have a little bit looked at that. Because I have been looking at our oil stuff up here, or our plastic stuff, I mean, and we're not running anything because we're full of this gas concentrate. We're going to be dealing with that next. But with all the biters we've been fighting, I have no bullets. All the bullets I have are out in turrets, so I need to get some bullets made. And to do that, I need nickel. I do want to look and see. Yeah, that's the only other recipe, is the nickel and the bronze. Okay, so if we go back in here. By the way, there's a bug where you can't look up like any ore stuff. I was trying to look up this alluvium stuff. Can't find it. Also, if I put in like sapphirite, that doesn't show up either. None of them that I can find. I always have to go over here. So, heads up for anybody that actually does that stuff. That is a way to get around it. So, we need to get the nickel done. We need to get the tin changed over. Now that I've got the tin sent all the way over here, But let's look at the nickel first. So we process it, and then we mix it with sulfuric acid. That gives us our cathode, and then that goes right into a nickel ingot. We don't need carbon dioxide or monoxide anymore, apparently. So that's good. And I just took a screenshot. So we need a chemical furnace to do this in. So let's see. Powder mixer, blast furnace, chemical furnace. I'm going to go ahead and make 2 of those for right now. And 2 of these. We're also going to look at changing over solder as well, as I need to get that taken care of. Oh, and I don't know if I can see it on here or not, but over here I also added a few more Algae Farms. I hate the fact that I put it over this stuff. I'm going to end up getting this out of here soon. But I also hooked up extra to this side along with this side. So this side is coming from the the hydro plant, and this side is coming from the washing. So this can run a bit more often, but not anything like what it actually needs to. But we're not doing anything with that, so I'm not real worried about it. So the only nickel we have that we're using right now is down here. And if we do any more nickel stuff, like we're going to need nickel for Invar, we'll do it right next to here. So we're going to go ahead and set up the processing for this here. So we need processed nickel. And then we need the chemical furnace. I need to look and see what the amounts are here. So this is 4 to 12, and it's 6, and this is 2 comes out. So if it's going to use 4, it's going to take 2 of these basically to do. I might even need 3 to do one of these. So let's just for right now set this here. And we want that. We want to turn that direction. And we'll have these output there. Send that over. And into there. Switch this back over to the one with my cables on it. That one. We can do that. Just to get a little light on the subject, we'll use one of those. And then we can send this out like that and onto the line. And then this needs to be changed over to nickel with the cathode. So this can be completely gotten rid of. So that means we probably don't need any of this down here anymore. I'll have to figure out where the monoxide is actually going later. But I'm going to go ahead and run the lines for the sulfuric acid and the nickel. I'll be right back with you. Alright, the nickel's on its way down. You will notice that I moved these from over there to down here. So I gotta reset these. I did that because I'm probably going to be putting in more of these over here, so I wanted to save the room for doing so. There's a bit of nickel that I already have, so we'll get that thrown in there, and here comes the nickel. Except for some reason I ran that right over top of there. So now that should get processed over here, get sent out up there. And how many is this going to take to do that? Okay, we definitely need to put in more of these. That is not going to be good enough. Do I have any? Just looking to see if I got any landfill on me. I still need to get the stone stuff dealt with up here. I've got so many things I need to do, but I have so many things that I've been running into that I want to do, I need to change. Hell, I haven't even looked at my to-do list in forever. Flotation cells is done. See, I haven't done this. I have done. These two I have not. So I've been dealing with biters so much I haven't really paid attention to that, and I've been dealing with power and all that other crap. By the way, I had to make a bigger box. The wooden one couldn't hold all of my junk. That's all my different alien goo things that I collect when I'm killing shit. And then my temporal trees and things like that that I pick up while I'm out, which is another thing I still need to get around to dealing with. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I can pull those out of there. But at least we got nickel coming up here now. It's not coming up in the greatest of speed, but it's getting there. And we're going to see if we can do something about that speed right now. It seems like these guys are doing great. We just need a little bit more room for another chemical furnace here. I think that should give me enough room. So we can throw that in right there. And you know what? I think we're going to try this. And I may not even need the second one. One of them may be enough to run both of these, but we're going to see. And we're going to have to put this in here, which is going to waste a little bit of sulfuric acid, unfortunately. And then we can take this one and put it off the front. There. And we can have those two mixed together right there. Let's see. That's looking like it's going to be pretty close. So I could do one more. But we still have the issue of this is going to have more than what it can handle because we don't have 2 induction furnaces here, which we can always do if we need to. But that should just about double up our amount of nickel coming through here. And I think I may go ahead. Yeah, it looks like these 2 are going to be able to. One of these can easily handle one of these. I can probably put in a 3rd chemical furnace, which if I do that, I'm definitely going to put in. Yeah, that looks like it's staying pretty close to perfect with 2 of them. Now, that says Blast Furnace 1. Don't I have Blast Furnace 2 now? I do. But let's do Induction Furnace 2. And then we won't have to put in 2 Blast Furnaces right now. That should help with this. That should be able to work at least a little bit faster. Probably not going to work double speed, but yeah, it's not perfect, but that'll definitely help boost that. And then if we end up getting full on fluid, we can also upgrade those, which it looks like we're getting pretty close to doing so. Which I should actually take that one out of there. I'm going to end up with more than what I need. Because I can literally turn those into the better ones now without having to make the first one. And I might as well go ahead and upgrade the induction furnace 1 to a 2. That way I've got it as well. So there, that should up the amount that we can get out of there. So hopefully this won't be filling up anymore. Alright, so that looks like it's doing way better. We've got all but one of them running. So that's not bad. Alright, so now I need to work on solder. Before I do that though, I am getting really annoyed at looking at this. We are going to get rid of that. And we're going to put in a large line. Big poles. This has been here since like the beginning. It does not need to be there. Alright, everything has power but that. Alright, so power's back on. Clean that up, it looks a lot nicer that way. We do have these 3 guys that have no power. Oh, 4 guys. Again, not that I really care. I just made a few of them early on just for kind of shits and giggles. I may actually automate them a bit and just put them with my big ones, but I can make small solar panels, so I could do that as well. And I don't know which is better, solar panel or wind. I wish the wind ones were a bit more expensive, to be honest. They're really cheap to make. I just don't want to waste the iron on them. Oh yeah, look at that. We've got plenty there if we ever want to upgrade that again. Alright, so give me a minute. Let me look at what I need next. And we're going to change over the tin here to the processed tin. And change over the soldering alloy up here. And we got to run tin there as well. Alright, so I'm taking a look at this. And it says 80 molten solder and a bit of water will give me 4 coils. And 4 coils will give me 12 solder. So essentially that's 80 molten to 12 solder. And this is 40 to 6. So technically that's the same price. This is going to be done in a strand casting at 4 seconds. This is going to be done in regular casting in 4 seconds. So I see no reason to do the strand casting until we have coolant. And we can't do that until we get to the advanced one. Because once we get the soldering coil, we then have to use an assembly machine, which we can use an electronic one that's 0.5 seconds. So that's not a big deal, but we still got to break it down to the solder, so it's kind of useless to change that part. So we're going to leave it this way to where we're only doing the regular solder instead of the solder coil. But what we can change is we can use zinc and tin instead of lead and tin. Looks like the numbers are exactly the same for the amounts. The only difference is this one has to be done in an induction furnace 2, where this one can be done in an induction furnace 1. I do have zinc coming in, but is there a reason why I'd want to use zinc over lead? I'm using lead for my bullets, but that's about it at the moment. So let's look and see. We can use lead plates and iron rods to make the yellow science pack if we choose to, which currently we're doing iron gear and copper plate, which iron gear is 2 plates to 1 gear, where if I did this, it's 3 rods and 1 plate, so that would use less iron if I did it this way. It also doesn't use the copper, but I don't really care too much about that one. We're already doing the firearm. We're already doing batteries. Bullet projectile. This is weird stuff I don't know anything about yet. We are going to need it for nuclear fuel. 500 for a thorium reactor. Holy crap. Deuterium reactor. Okay, so this is something we probably want to do in the future because we're going to need a lot of lead for that stuff, but I don't think it's anything I'm going to worry about now. So I think we're just going to leave it set the way we are because we're not using that much solder currently. We will be, but we're not currently. So I'm just going to change, oh, these are already changed over to processing. So I just need to get the actual processed tin in here, which we're going to, I think, process that over here like we do the iron and the copper, since we need it in 2 different places. So I'm probably, I can't set it up in here because I've got my water stuff, which is doing great, by the way. Actually, I think I'll set it up right over here. I got plenty of room for it. So let's go ahead and just get an extra one of these. We're not going to need that many. So we can put 2 of these in. Change that to tin. And then we're going to run this line over, which is going to need to jump that. Jump that. We're going to take shit. Stop what you're doing. We're going to run this over. And we're going to have that go like that. And that will be perfect. And then we'll put a splitter in here. And then we can run this one up, which we're actually going to do that. And then we can just run that right along there and up there. And that'll feed that for the tin plate and the solder. So now I just got to get the tin line in here. Do that and that. Really annoying when it does that. Let's see, where's my tin at? Probably don't have that much. I think I only have one thing that's putting out tin at the moment. That's our zinc, which that's why I'm not too worried about that yet. We only got 2.7. But that's still as much tin as what we had before. We shouldn't have lost any in the process changeover, so now when we get to the next level, we'll actually have extra once we get to the crystal stuff. Really? A tree? Alright, you're gonna go, let's see, where do we want it? Down here? Let's go ahead and just back this right on up there. And we can just bring it down and under the nickel. Now we can just put a, actually what we can do, get rid of that, and we can put that right there if I turned it the right direction. And then we can just bring that right on down, connect it right there. Alright, so that'll take care of the tin processing once I get everything turned on here. Then we need that. And if we start running low on tin, I'll go grab that other ammonium. We've got plenty of processing set up there to be able to run all of that. Alright, we're going to use high power line, which I need to get that one dealt with as well. Let's bring that right down like that. Put another one there. We're actually going to change this over to a lit version. There we go. So now once that tin gets over here, it should be on its way. By the way, I've been working on these intermittent speed things again just to give me something to mess with. I am going to start washing too, because that will give me the alluvium sluice, which I can get more iron out of that. It gives me 20% along with 10% tin. So we're going to get that started and probably set that up in the near future. And there comes the tin. We do need to come down here and change over the bronze. We need to change this to that, which means I now need to get coke in here. I need to get all of this tin off of this line and that copper. So that means that we need to change this over from the coke, or from the carbon to the coke. And didn't I have a coke line? No, I don't have a coke line down here. But we do have this right here. If I can figure out a way to get it out of there. But like I said, I don't think I need this anymore. Let's see, this runs over here and up to there, and that doesn't need it. So it's going to be wasteful, but we can get rid of that part. And then this comes from over here, here, jumps all of that, and goes in with this carbon monoxide, which is going in to feed this. And that's being created right here. So yeah, we definitely can just remove this. Again, it's a bit wasteful, but not too awful worried about it. Alright, so we can leave this here for making the carbon down here. We don't really need it. We can run carbon down here, which we're probably going to do at some point, but we can leave it down here for right now and use it for the coke production that we need. And I guess we can just do actually Let's leave that in there. That way it can feed the carbon in as the fuel, and we can bring this right across here. And we can feed the coke in through there, so we're still using the carbon for the fuel and then the coke for the actual processing. And it looks like it uses 2 per process, so we should be good with the amount we have there, because we've got 2 of these running to do it. We got the washing 2 done. I guess we need to do this rubber, since we need to start making rubber for those wires. And I think we're going to do oil processing next, because I have no plastic running right now. We've got oil sands right here that we can mine up. The only actual oil we have is, isn't it like way, that's natural gas. Maybe there it is. Multi-phase oil is way the hell out here. There's a 2 right there. I don't see any up in there. Oh, it's down here. I knew it was down there somewhere. There was one. And then there's another one over there, and those are way deep in biter territory. So we're going to do the oil sand. So I will get back with you when I'm ready to start on that. So have a good one.